Good morning. Lorraine Sish here from stampwithlorraine.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and I'm happy to be with you today. Be here with you. Coffee and a card. Life is good, right? Especially when you're stamping. So I hope we can get a bunch of people on today. We're trying something new called mystery stamping. Some other demonstrators do this, and people have a lot of fun with it. So I thought we would mix it up a little bit today and try something new, right? I mean, I'm always showing you something new, a new layout, a new technique or something like that, new products, but just something different this time. Often when I do my cards, if I know enough in advance, I will give you materials and say you can stamp along with me. But this time, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to do the demonstration. I'm just going to tell you what to do and see how you interpret that. So we're going to have fun with this. All right. So if you are signing on, don't forget to leave a comment, say good morning. And if you like, tell us where you're from, what state, what country. I love when I see there are people from all over the place. It's just amazing that we could reach out and share our love of stamping together, right? Okay, we have a little bit of a dreary morning today here in Maryland, and but it's just cloudy skies. It's going to burn off later. It's going to get hot. It's going to be in the 80s again, but that's okay. That's September for you, right? Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's warm. It's all right. I love it. I love the change of seasons. I get bored with all the same old, same old. So anyway, good morning, Tina and Cleone. How do we pronounce that from Minnesota? Cleone? I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. It's an interesting name. I love that. All right, Lynn, Daisy Bunch lady, Shirley, good morning. Lydia, good morning. Another Daisy Bunch woman. All right. When I say Daisy Bunch, I mean that's part of my team. My team for Stampin' Up! Is called the Daisy Bunch. So see, that's my logo. Oh, there's over here. When I'm looking, it's always reversed on my monitor. So I might seem dyslexic. Wait, which side am I pointing to? Over here. Okay, so yeah, so we're the Daisy Bunch. We're the Daisy Bunch. Yeah. Lynn and Lydia, both from Maryland, nearby here. So nice to see you guys. Good morning. Wow. Okay. If you are going to do the mystery stamping along with me this morning, write that in your comments. Okay. Say stamping along. Okay. And I'll that way I get to have an idea, who's doing this, and we can have that fun together. So I'm going to split my screen here, and while we're waiting for a few more people to come on, I'm going to show you again a list of the materials you need to stamp along. Good morning, Patty. Another Daisy Bunch gal. First page here is the materials, the papers that you will need. I hope you can see that. I hope it's big enough. Okay, I typed up real fast this morning, so I hope I didn't make any typos, but if I did, we can fix them as we go along, hopefully. Or you know what, you just, like they say, you go rogue. You just kind of make it work, you do it, and just go with the flow, all right? So the idea, I'll repeat again, the idea of the mystery stamping is that I will describe to you, I printed out some step-by-step instructions, but even though I did some instructions, I wasn't exactly precise with exactly where you should lay things out or whatever. That's going to be kind of up to you, and you can put your own personal twist on it. So that's why it's going to come out a little different for each person, depending on the designer paper you use or the colors you use, exactly how you arrange the pieces on the top, or the layers, which ribbon or twine or embellishment you use. So this is gonna be fun. All right. So Shirley's stamping along. Good morning, Nadine. Hey, if I'll mention one more time for people who just hopping on. If you are stamping along, please just write those words in your comments, because I will allow a certain amount of time for people to do each step. This is an easy card. But I will allow a few minutes. We'll chit chat a little in between, and so this way I know maybe how many people to wait for as we go. Nadine's stamping along. Yay, go Nadine. Nadine's always a trooper. She's always right in there doing everything. So that's great. All right, so then at the end, I'm going to ask you to post your work. Take a picture of your work, whether you love it or not. We can all, just share out there. You could say, this is kind of weird, or this didn't turn out the way I thought, or whatever. Or you say, wow, this turned out great. So you can take a picture and post it on my next Facebook post. Okay, I didn't start it yet. So as soon as I'm off the live, I'm going to create a second post where we can put all of our mystery stamping works of art up there. So it should be fun. All right, Lydia's stamping along as well. So, I should probably write these down. So Shirley, Nadine, and Lydia stamping along. Okay. So this way I'll know to hear from you that you're done with each step. All righty. Thanks for being troopers here. So like I said, I start off with keeping it easy. You can elaborate as much as you want later on, but use the elements that I start with today. You can also, on that post the one that you did today, but then maybe you want to add another post later on. Say, okay, now that I know what it is, I made another one, and then maybe you like that better, or just show us another version. So that's always fun. When I design a card that I'm going to show you, or when I'm on a Zoom meeting with some of my other stampers, I make a couple of examples, and then I cut pieces for one that I'm doing live, okay, like I do with you every Friday. And then, so usually late at night, late at night, I just keep making more examples of that card, because I already have the measurements. I already have the idea. And then I say, oh, but I could tweak it a little bit this way, or I could tweak it a little bit that way. So then I just love going with that layout that I don't have to think about anymore. It's just the layout ready to go. And then I could just make several examples. So that's what's a lot of fun with it. Good morning, Tina. Okay, Lynn's not stamping. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynn. It's probably not so great in the morning, right? If you have some vision problems, that's something, but that's okay. You'll be able to watch along and do it when you're ready, Lynn. All right. Okay. Not stamping, but curious, Karen. All right. Okay. So, let's see. Karen C. Live again. Yes, I remember you came on last week, Karen. Good. Karen with a Y. I love that. Nice. Good evening. Yep, from South Australia. Okay. I know you had to cut short last week, Karen, but I appreciate you hopping on. So you can always catch the rest on the replay. Replay. No, not repay. This is free. You don't have to pay. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay. So here's what you need. Hopefully you got this from the post I sent out yesterday. White or vanilla cardstock. Okay. Whichever you works with your DSP. 8.5 by 5.5. That's going to be your card base. You need another piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. That's going to be one of the layers, and another smaller piece that's 2.5 by 4.25. Plus, you need a scrap for your sentiment. All right. Your colored cardstock will be another layer, 4 inches by 5.25. Okay. You can have another colored card piece. That's the same color, of course, and 2 5/8 by 4 3/8. All right, so if you cut that, you can decide if you want to use it or not. Your designer series paper, 2 different patterns, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and 2 1/2 by 4. Okay, if you need these measurements, they're in the previous post from yesterday if you want to see them written down. Okay, so often when I say designer series paper, sometimes you have to consider if your paper has a direction or not, right? So I'm not telling you which direction to use, or you can put your card horizontal or vertical. This is kind of up to you. I'm leaving that as part of the mystery and see how yours turns out. If you do have something with direction, make sure it's going to both go in the right direction. Okay, decide which you want to use. So I would suggest one of your pieces have direction because it's a mystery. You don't know how it's going to turn out. So don't do 2 with direction right now. Keep one that's kind of random pattern there. Okay, and things that you need that are not paper. You need a sentiment stamp, okay, and it's going to go on that 2 1/4 inch piece on the front, so you don't want it more than 2 inches wide and no more than 2 inches tall. It doesn't have to be tall. It could be just a single line, right? It's okay. Just you don't want it much wider than that 2 1/4 inch piece. Okay, black or other appropriate ink for your sentiment, piece of ribbon or twine, adhesive and dimensionals, of course, can't work without that, and your embellishments are optional. Okay, let's see if we're all ready, and then we're going to start. And if you stay tuned toward the end, I will show you more of the new designer series papers that are in the mini catalog. I know many of you have your catalogs, but it's so nice to see them in person. It's amazing. They're amazing. And I haven't even opened all of them yet because I got a order the other day, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that I haven't even opened yet today. So stick around to the end if you want to see those. I will open them right in front of you, and we can look at them together and ooh and ah together. All right. So let's start. I need to cover up. I have 2 directions on a page here. So let me just get a piece of cardstock. Cover up. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's what I mean. I have step 2 down below here, so I'm going to cover that. All right, so here we go. As far as I know, 3 are stamping along. Let me know if you just joined on, if you're stamping along today, and this will be fun. Okay, when you are done with this particular step, just write like it's step number 1. So write 1 done. Okay, just write 1 done. So then I know to not wait any longer and we can move on. All right. So as you probably imagined, your 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 piece is going to be scored in the middle at 4 1/4, and you're going to burnish it with your bone folder. Okay. Some people don't like to score. Some people just fold it, and that's okay too. All right. Nadine's already done. She probably anticipated that coming, right? All right. So I'm not doing any more in front of you. Just letting you know. Okay. Hi, Joan. Good morning again. Good to see you. Are you stamping along, Joan? Let me know. Okay. So we have Nadine and Shirley are done, and I'm going to be watching here. Okay. All right, Lydia, type done if you're done. Okay. And if you can write the number, like 1, the number 1 done. That way I know which step I'm looking at. Okay. All right. Perfect. That's easy, right? All right. Let's go to step number 2. You're going to adhere the colored cardstock layer to the front of the card base. Right? Easy. Go ahead and glue that on. Okay, what's everybody's favorite adhesive? I know there's always the debate. Green glue, they call it. I don't like to call it green glue. It's not green. Just the cap is green. So anyway, liquid glue or, oh, Joan, 7 a.m. Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm glad you're here. Get your coffee or tea and just watch along. Okay, so tell me what your favorite adhesive is. Okay, do you like seal or some other tape runner, or do you like liquid glue? All right, let's see what everybody likes here. Okay, while you're adhering the colored cardstock layer to the front, when you're done, write 2 done. Okay, double-sided tape for Karen. Number 2 is done for Lydia. All right. Oh, Bev. Oh, good. You're stamping along. Awesome. And if you're watching the replay, folks, then you can add your designs there too. All right. Might not be, if you've already seen other people's, then might not be quite as organic as far as the mystery is concerned, but that's okay. And even if you're not doing the stamping along here, you can go back and add your own version later on too. It's okay. Okay, I think number 2 is done. Terrific. Okay, we're going right along here. Okay, step number 3. You're going to adhere. Let me get this a little closer. You're going to now adhere the 5-inch by 3 3/4-inch white piece to the card front. So that's an additional layer over the colored card piece. Okay, so I love, like I said, this is a very simple layout. It's not rocket science, but it's just a way to arrange your DSP and add a little stamping if you like. You can add besides the sentiment. You can always add that later as an embellishment, so to speak. But I just love taking something simple and just mixing up the materials, the colors, the designer paper, the orientation. Just take something. It's like a framework. It's like a sketch, I call it, right? And different embellishment, different ribbon or twine, and see how that goes. All right. Okay, people use all of those. All right, good. We're talking about the adhesive. Right, double-sided tape for Karen, liquid glue, and a tape runner, Shirley. All right, very good. I, as you probably have noticed, am mostly the liquid glue gal. And, you know, I do use a tape runner on occasion, but mostly it's my liquid glue. When I do use a tape runner, I prefer the Seal Plus. Notice I put a little glitter washi tape on there for plus, but it's extra special as opposed to just the regular seal. You have to have a certain knack for pulling off the seal on this tape runner. Otherwise, it gets a little gunky. It gets a little stretchy. It takes a little bit of practice to just get it right. They say just run it. And our old tape runner, we used to go down and snap it off to the side. Well, if you do that one with this one, the tape ends up bunching up on the side. So basically what you want to do is run it and just lean it forward to kind of step, just kind of flick it off that way. But like I said, it takes a little practice. The Seal Plus, you're not going to be able to see this on the camera, but it actually is like tons of teeny tiny strips going this way. It's almost like they're little scored strips that come off really easy when you just pull it down. So that's what I like about it. It's more expensive, but it's very strong, so you don't need quite as much, and you're not messing it up. So in the long run, it's probably a wash. Okay, I think number 3 is done. You've used it. Oh, okay, Karen. Oh, because of me? I hope that's a good thing. I don't. Okay, I hope so. All right. Next, step number 4. You're going to adhere the 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece of designer series paper to the card front. Now, here's where your own individuality will come into play. I know you don't know what the whole card's going to look like, so that's kind of the fun of the mystery. All right. So you're going to adhere that to the card front, but you're going to keep it toward one side or one end, the bottom, or do it left or right. I'll give you a hint. I did mine toward the bottom for most cards, but I did do it other directions and other places too. So that's going to be up to you. I'm going to leave that up to your own guess, creativity. And like I said, eventually, if something doesn't seem to work out the way you thought it was, then you just go rogue and do your own thing. So my original design had it toward the bottom. That's the 3 3/4 inch size to match up with that layer. Hint, hint. But like I said, I have tweaked it on other card designs to look a little different. So, it could be the bottom, it could be the side, depending on the orientation of your card. So just take a guess and do something. Just go with it. Leap of faith. Just that leap of faith. Okay, so this is number 4. Karen, I'm mixing it up. Something different. Something different. Oh, I should change my glasses. Oh, I did change the glasses. Never mind. I did. I have the good ones on. I was wondering why I could see so well. Okay, so when you're done with number 4, just write 4. Done. We're done 4. Uh-huh. Okay, Nadine is done. Okay, I've been really prepping hard for my first all day, well, 6.5 hours, close enough, right? My first all day stamping retreat. And will be about a dozen of us stamping at the Okamoka coffee shop in Arbutus, Maryland, where I do my cards for troops. Okay, looks like you all are done with step number 4. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 6.5 hours of stamping together, having lunch, having coffee, tea, snacks. I'm demoing several make and takes, and people have about 3.5 hours to work on their own projects as well. There'll be bingo games and cards. If you missed this one and you live sort of locally, then look forward to the spring. I'm hoping to do it again in the spring. And if you don't live real local, there are hotels nearby, so we can accommodate you that way. That'll be your own expense, but I can point you toward a place to stay if that's your thing. All right, so we're done with number 4. Oops, I almost skipped a page here. Hold on. Okay, number 5. You're going to now adhere the smaller piece of DSP, 2 1/4 by 4, I believe it was, to the 2.5 by 4 1/4 white piece. All right, so you're going to have that DSP surrounded by the white border of the white piece. Okay, that's step number 5. I can't wait to see what you all are doing. If you want to type in which designer series paper you're using, that could be fun. Maybe what color. Tell us. I think there are 4 people stamping along. Tell us the designer paper and the color cardstock you chose. Just to give us a little sneak peek, so to speak. Okay, number 5, step number 5. Adhere those 2 smaller rectangles together. All right. Okay, step number 5. Yeah, so last night I got this idea, this layout from a card that somebody donated for the troops. A regular stamper who comes to the troops gave me a bunch of cards, and this was one of the designs. And I said, oh, it was so simple, but there was something about it. I think it was the designer series paper and the colors. She had a black layer actually with some black vanilla designer paper, and it was just, I don't know, just something about it spoke to me. I said, oh, this is neat. So that's why I figured I would try my version. So I made five other cards in that design. Okay, number 5 done. Nadine's using Retired Butterfly DSP and Mint Macaron. Oh, that would look nice. Yep. That would look nice. Lydia's done with number 5. What designer paper and colors are you using, Lydia and Shirley and Beverly? Coffee came out good today. I have a variety of coffees I like. There's local brew called Zeke's, and but I also like Pete's coffee. I'm not affiliated, but so it's okay. Just but anyway, we have Pete's today. Sometimes I even mix them, and so that's all good there. Some of you aren't sharing your DSP and colors. You're really keeping a mystery to me, huh? Okay, number 5 is done. Done. Lydia's using Countryside DSP, I guess, with boho blue cardstock and pink. All right, very nice. It'll be pretty. All right, step number 6. You're going to take your ribbon or twine, and you're going to wrap it around those little rectangles that you just adhered together, and you can either tie a bow or a knot. If you're using twine, you might want to wrap around a few times because it's not so thick. You know what I mean? So sometimes when I have something thinner, I just wrap it around and around. Sometimes I just show the horizontal lines of the twine. You know, sometimes that's just nice. Sometimes I tie it in a bow or just a knot. So that's totally up to you. One easy way of tying a bow or not, if you're wrapping around things, let me take something I have here. Okay, let's see. All right, I have a piece of cardstock here. So let's say, since I have brown here and the red here, one thing you can do, sometimes it's hard to tie a bow like this and get it tight, right? Holding it with your finger and trying to get the bow or even a knot sometimes. So 2 things you can do. Reverse tweezers are sometimes helpful to kind of hold that in place while you tie your knot or your bow. I don't tend to do that because, I don't know, it's not the best. But one thing you can do, here's a little cheat, so to speak. Cut your ribbon just enough to wrap around. And see something like this, I would use my stronger adhesive for, or tear and tape works nicely too. All right, just wrap it around like that. And then for your cheat, just do this. Then you don't have to worry about getting it tight enough. It looks like you tied it, right? Okay, you can always make a bow if you had a longer piece. That's the little cheat trick. Ooh, try to say that a few times fast, or even once. Cheat trick. All right. Okie dokie. All right, so let's see, number 6. Let us know when you're done with number 6. Okay, hi, Michelle. Glad you got on, even though late. It's all right. Were you intending to stamp along? We're on step number 6. but you can always go back and do it later if you like. Okay, let us know when number 6 is done. Okay, so some designer papers that well, the designer paper I use on all of my cards, just to keep that other one thing consistent, is the Iconic Celebrations. And I love this. This is an online exclusive product. Anything that I put OE on a green dot is online exclusive. That way I remember, don't look in the catalog for it. It's only online. So this is nice because you've got lots of seasons here. You have Christmas, there's some candy canes, you've got New Year's, some champagne glasses doing a toast. You have fall, there's some acorns. Let me show you the backs of those. Some fall leaves, pumpkins, hearts for Valentine's Day, snowflakes, doves. There's birthday. Okay, stars and plaids. So many things for different seasons. Sometimes you don't want a full pack of fall, or you don't want a full pack of, especially holidays that you're not going to use all year, right? So there's trees, some stripes, some generic patterns. So I used, for all the 5 cards I did, I used paper from this pack here. My card bases, I did one in Moody Mauve, another in Black Layer, another in Cajun Craze, another in Night of Navy, and another in Pecan Pie. So those are my colors in my DSP. All right, who's done with 6? Everyone done with 6? 6, 6, 6. Done 5 and 6. Good, Beverly. And was having tying challenges. Oh, sorry, Nadine. I know it takes a little while. Okay, yeah, the papers are fun, and they're small patterns. Sometimes when you have those big patterns, as much as they're bold and beautiful and great, sometimes when you need small pieces, it's hard to find, just the right one. But all these patterns, as you notice, were on the smaller side, so you can use smaller pieces more easily, right? There's some plaids. I didn't have a full sheet of plaid because I used that for a class once. So anyway, I just love it. So that's online exclusive, 6 by 6. All right, let's move along. Are you mostly done? I think, let's see, Bev, Shirley. Okay, Shirley. Waiting for Lydia to tie. But anyway, so we'll just move on a little bit. You finish up, Lydia. It's, like I said, it's not real hard going forward here. All right. So now you're going to adhere that piece. Okay, this isn't the size, but that piece with the DSP and the ribbon or the twine, you're going to adhere that piece to your card front in a way that overlaps the other piece of DSP. Okay, you're going to have it overlap somehow. Okay, partially on, partially off. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, overlapping at some point. Again, that's up to you now, how you want to arrange it. And a lot will depend on the direction of your DSP that you have on your card, right? Okay, if yours was vertical here, then obviously arrange it that way on your card. Duh. But anyway, so that's where we're going to see some differentiation between everyone's cards. The orientation, the placement, little left, little right, is it centered? How is it overlapping? How much is it overlapping? So just have it overlapping partially, and that's the criteria. The rest is up to you. Be creative. And like I said, if a little mistake happens somehow, just work with it and go rogue, go off script. Do whatever you can to make it work for you. All right. You're not being tested. You're not being graded. It's okay. We just want to have fun and get some ideas here, right? Okay. Do we mount the DSP layer on the extra card stock? That was Step number 5, was it here that DSP strip to the white piece? Okay, so you were okay. Oh, so I know what you're saying. Oh, the extra color. Yes, if you wanted. Okay, remember one of your options was that extra piece of colored cardstock. If you want, you can add what you have here with the DSP and the white layer. If you want, you could put that on top of that other rectangle of colored cardstock. So you have just a little bit of border, or offset it, however you want to do. You can put that underneath before adhering it to your card. Thank you, Nadine. Yes, got it. Yep. Okay, thank you for that reminder. You can use that as an option before putting it on your card front. All right. Like I said, you can center things. You can put things off kilter. You can angle things. You can do it vertically, horizontally, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. So let us know when you're done with number 7, and that will be fun. Now, I was debating. I really debated whether if I should show you my cards here on the live or just wait to see what some of you post on Facebook before showing you mine. But I'll just give you a heads up. You can close your eyes. You can stop the video. If you don't want to see mine, you want to play the game, as is, then I'll give you that option. I'll give you that spoiler alert. If you don't want to see just yet, don't look. All right. But I will show you mine at the end. Okay, who's done with number 7? That's easy to just adhere that to your card front, and you are at some point overlapping that first DSP a little bit. Okay. All right, number 7 done. Shirley's done. Who said something about a lawn guy? Oh, you missed some stuff. Don't wait for me to catch up and replay and share. Oh, okay, Lydia. Well, if you tell me which ones you missed, I can show you real quick. It's up to you. Up to you. Okay, so maybe you missed. You put the DSP on the smaller white triangle. Then you're going to tie a ribbon around or twine around those pieces. Okay, a knot or a bow, whatever works for your style of card that you're making. And then we're putting that on the card front. Okay, 7 done, 7 done. Alrighty. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'm hoping if you have a Facebook account, you can go over and see there. Okay, otherwise, just watch till the end and you'll see what the cards are eventually. Okay, Shirley's done. Lydia's catching up. And okay, what about Beverly? How you doing, Beverly? I haven't seen Beverly. Beverly had number 4. Okay, looking back at the comments. Hope you're still there, Beverly. All right, we'll go back. All right, so that's now on your card front. So you have your card base, you have a colored layer, you have a white layer, you have the 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 piece of DSP on the white layer, and now you have 2 or 3 other layers from the smaller rectangle. The DSP, the white, and if you chose to use that extra piece of color. All right, that's going on the card front as well. So you have 5 or 6 layers on your card right now. 2 of them DSPs. All right, let's move along. Okay, Now you need your sentiment. So we're going to stamp your sentiment on the white scrap, whatever you brought with you. And you're going to either trim it or punch or die cut, whatever you want to use, whatever you decided to use. And you're going to adhere it to that top layer of designer paper. Okay, so again, where you do that or what shape you choose, it's up to you, but you do want it to fit on that 2¼ by 4 piece of designer paper. All right. So it could be a strip of just a one-line thing. It could be a word. It could be something you punch with a circle punch or some other label punch or a label die. Up to you. Okay, Karen, it's just Stamp with Lorraine. Stamp with Lorraine on Facebook. All right, easy to remember. I'm Lorraine, and you're stamping with me. Yep, there's my shirt. My friend, another Karen friend. I have a lot of Karen friends. Stamp with Lorraine. Nice and easy. It's down on the bottom of my screen here too, I believe. So, all right. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing you on there. Okay, so decide how you want that to be on there. And you're going to adhere it with dimensionals. Got to get those dimensionals in there somewhere, right? Yep. So you can stamp that in black or a color that matches your cardstock. For the most part, I think I used the same color as a cardstock on my cards. But if you have some black in your DSP design, then black certainly works. Or if your paper that you're using is rather light, then maybe you might want black or a darker color, something else that works. You know, like Nadine's using mint macaron. If that's too light, then use something darker. That's all. Number 8 is done. All right. So Nadine, what shape is your sentiment piece? Is it a rectangle? Was it a punch, circle, a banner, a label? What did you use, Nadine? There, so everyone can see a little bit better. And now if you are watching the replay, just fast forward along to each step as you're done. It's fun. At the end, I will show my work. So if you don't want to see that, stop the video and do your own thing. Give yourself your own little challenge. Use a die cut, this 6-sided stitch. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So anyone else done with number 8 with the sentiment? Okay, also, if you want to stick around to the end or fast forward through when you're watching the replay, then I'm going to be showing you more of the new designer paper from the mini catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator and would like a catalog, either the mini, the annual, or both, then just message me and I will contact you and you can give me your address and phone number, your full name, address, and phone number, and I can get that to you. All right. So, all right. Done. All right. Lydia's. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And Beverly, I haven't seen Beverly. Okay. Let's assume we're done. And then we're pretty much done here. The optional is to add any embellishments you might like to the card, and you can always decorate something on the inside. Your card base is white, so it would be easy to stamp something or add a scrap piece of DSP as a border, or a die cut or something fussy cut from the DSP to match. to coordinate whatever. Yeah, speaking of embellishments, I have here some gold textured. This is in the new catalog. Gold textured, what do I call it? Adhesive back dots. Right, they're 2 sizes and they're just all the same color. They're sort of an iridescent, almost like a pearly iridescent shimmer to them. And I offered these for people who ordered my paper share early. So some people are getting this for free because they hopped on that offer right away. But I am still doing the paper share. You won't get the embellishments as my treat, but I am doing my paper share. You can go to my blog, stampwithlorraine.com, nice and easy, and you can see my offer for the paper share. All the new papers that are in the mini catalog, I give you either a half or a quarter pack of those papers. You get half a pack of the 12 by 12 and you get a quarter pack of the 6 by 6. All right. So that pretty much means like 1 sheet. All right. 1 sheet of each. So you can go and order that. You have different options. You can order the designer paper alone. You can order the designer paper with colored cardstock that matches. I've offered that in the past, but there were so many of the designer papers that I figured maybe doing all that cardstock might not be up your alley, or maybe you already have all those colors. But it's nice for people who don't have a lot of colored cardstock. It's nice to know that you have all the colors you need for that pack of paper, so that you know that you can coordinate better. And that's one of the best things about Stampin' Up, right? That you have the color coordination, the ink, the cardstock, and whatever. So you can choose to order just the designer paper or with the cardstock. And also, if you live nearby, you have the option of picking it up and saving $9 on shipping, or I can ship it to you. All right, so you have those options. Shirley's using wildly flowering and blue base. Nice. All right, Shirley's done. Okay, so your optional is embellishments or decorating the inside of your card. And then step 10 is for something for you to do later. Take a picture of your card, share it on my Stamp with Lorraine Facebook page on the post titled Mystery Stamping September 13th. All right. I will post that as soon as we're done with the live here, and I can't wait to see your creations. It will be fun to see everybody's take on this. So simple layout, right, guys? Very simple. And for those of you who stamped, thanks for playing along today. I hope you had fun with that. And if you aren't stamping along, then make sure a little later today, like another half hour or so, go to the Facebook page and see, check out throughout the day and into the next few days, check out to see what everybody's done with these directions. All right, should be fun. Okay, so spoiler alert. If you do not want to see the finished product, turn away. Close your eyes. And if you're watching the replay, you can stop here and fast forward to where I'm showing you the designer paper if you're interested in that. All right, so here we go. Spoiler alert, decide what you want to do. All right, so I'm going to show you my inspiration card first. This is the one that somebody gave to me to give to the troops. And this is what I based our design on today. All right, so there's the 2 pieces of designer paper and how it's overlapping in some way, and the twine or ribbon across there, a very small sentiment. Isn't that a classy look? It's on vanilla, and it's just so soft and classy. It could be a masculine card very easily, but yet you've got enough going on with the different layers. Right, the vanilla, the color vanilla, the DSP, and so forth. And then inside, she put that border on there too, and praying for friends to comfort you, faith to uphold you, and loving memories to heal your heart. Okay, so that's the inspiration card. And then this was the next one I did, where I copied exactly the same layout. I didn't make any tweaks or changes. Cajun Craze and the pumpkins from that iconic Celebrations DSP. I even did the twine, see how it's wrapped around a few times. And another thing you can do, and what I did here, instead of tying that as a bow, I did similar to what I did here, except I made a bow separately out of 2 strands of the twine, and then I put it on with a glue dot. So it looks like I tied it nice and tight. I didn't. Just put it on with a glue dot. Much easier. And the twine I use there is also from the new mini catalog. You get the set of 3, the Cajun Craze, Garden Green, and Night of Navy. All right, and it's natural tones linen thread. Okay, this is what I do. I order several packs of my embellishments, or these things in packages. So I put a check on the one that's open already and started, because in the past I've been known to have multiple ones that are open and just gets confusing. So if I have a bunch of these sitting in my drawer, I just have a check on the one that's already started. When that's done, throw that away and go on to the next one. Just one of my little hints and tricks there. Okay, so here is another one. This one's one of my favorites, actually. It's laid out the same way, but instead of a rectangular sentiment, I use the circle, and I just talk about fussy cutting. I fussy cut that teeny tiny acorn, but I think it looks so sweet on there, right? And I love, love, love that font. Oh, by the way, this one, I'm thankful, came from Autumn Leaves. Okay, that real casual looking writing there, that script is nice there. So I'm thankful it came from that. And then the happy birthday, I just love that. Those sentiments came from Loveliest Tree. You have your basic ones, sympathy, thank you, birthday, congratulations. Right? You've got a tree, you've got a little leaf. Such a simple set to work with and make clean and simple cards. So that's where that came from. Isn't that pretty? I love the mix of the print and the script on there. Okay, and other cards for troops for them personally. Okay, Michelle, they're made for, we keep them plain, blank inside, so that the deployed servicemen and women can now use them to send out to people back home, or whoever they want to give a card to. So if there's no Hallmark stores probably where they're deployed to. Right? And so whatever. All right, so then the next one I made was similar, but notice some little changes. I put my rectangle a little more to the left rather than centered, and you get a little bit different look. Also, my ribbon is now at the top, and I put my sentiment like a little tag, like a little birthday gift. And I also added embellishments to that. The embellishments there are the ones, the Opal Rounds assortment, which is actually from the Mediterranean Blooms. But because I was using, see how you can mix and match your products sometimes? It's nice that they all coordinate with a certain suite or collection, but you can branch out. You don't have to use them with one or the other. I chose that because they are kind of iridescent, and the ribbon is iridescent. So I wanted to carry over some of that shine and shimmer, because otherwise just the ribbon would be that iridescent look there. But I figured those gems worked well. So the it's iridescent striped trim ribbon. Okay, so there you go. See that little shimmery, little green, yellowy kind of iridescence to it. Okay, so look for things that you can mix and match, carry the theme over with. Okay, so there's 4 examples of our mystery stamping. And then 2 more. This one I did horizontally, and I kept this piece. Notice all of these, that designer series paper just matches up with the bottom half of the white or vanilla layer. Okay, so that's why we have that 3 3/4. It's the same width. All right, so did the same thing here, just made it horizontally. And this is using Night of Navy. And I thought it was a nice contrast to the boho blue. So instead of keeping it all boho blue, I went a little bit darker, to have a little contrast. And then I offset it, instead of keeping it straight vertical, different orientation, and made it look sort of like a tag going across there. Yeah, you probably notice on this one, I added that extra layer, right? Just because I thought these colors were a little too pale, not enough contrast. So I just thought, well, let me try one with an extra layer. So take little things that you can tweak, you can add to your card, basic layout, but just mix things up a little bit, and you've got a whole array of suggestions of things you can do. Now on this one, I popped this layer up with dimensionals, and I left the sentiment flat. Okay, and I didn't do any measurement there. I just stamped it and then trimmed it down to fit. All right, then one more. I thought this one was kind of classy looking. I kept this part centered, but look what I did with the DSP. I did that a more vertical orientation and offset it so that this is more just like a corner design. And then this piece is the focal point in the middle. Ribbon is on top. I did this method to tie that up there, so I didn't have to worry about getting it tight while I'm tying it. And then again, I just stamped my sentiment like I did here and trimmed it down and offset it across the bottom of the DSP. So, and rather than going with the pecan pie, because I thought, it might be a little too bland, I like the black border to kind of offset that. All right. So, oh, good, Beverly. I'm glad you're all done. Yay. Excellent. All right. So those are all the designs. I'm not sure what this paper is. It might not even be Stampin' Up. I don't know. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I just thought that was kind of nice. I think what looked good was that this was a dark gray against the black, so it wasn't just all black. Okay, so it had some contrast there. So that's the original design. Something very similar. Different label, offset. Oops, I'm off the camera. And the embellishments and so forth. So a lot of different options there. I can't wait to see yours. I really can't. Oh, hi, Lee. Glad you're on there. Fun cards. Thanks. All right, good. Nadine, how did Nadine and Beverly and Shirley, how do you think your cards came out? What do you think? Okay. Don't be afraid to share what you did, even if it's something, you didn't expect or whatever. Share it anyway. It'll be fun to see. And then if you want to tweak it and do something different, now that you know what it looks like, then feel free to post that as well, okay? Or anybody watching the replay or anybody who didn't stamp along, feel free to go ahead and do that. One thing I was noticing, when I chose this paper, I cut my candles into the 2 1/4 by 4. And then I went to use it, and then I was looking at that, and what do you see? What do you see there? The candle tips were cut off at the top. So this is the way the paper was. So I had to go back and make sure I got a piece where we saw the flames. All right. Because on the actual 6 by 6, the top looks like this. So I wasn't even thinking when I chopped it up. So anyway, which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? By the way, this happy birthday here, this sentiment here is from the Attention Shoppers, which is another really fun set. Again, a casual little print. I like that. So that's there. And the season's greetings sentiment is from the Decorative Trees set. Okay, you like blue. All of them, I love you. Thank you, Shirley. Okay, thanks, Rochelle. See, simple, simple card design, but you can really mix it up and do some fun things with it, right? Different ways to use a DSP, just stamp a sentiment and you're good to go. So this was the season's greetings from the Decorative Trees. All right, if you want to hang out a little bit longer, another 10 minutes or so, I'll show you the new designer series papers. And if you're interested in the paper share, then go to stampwithlorraine.com and you can see all the details and you can order from there. All right, there's a PayPal button and you can choose which package you want, with or without the cardstock, and without shipping. All right, like I said, if you're close by, then you can pick it up from me. Okay, so two of the papers I think I've already shown you was the Nest of Winter. We did those bird cards. So I think you've seen those before. And then the Season of Elegance. I showed us this on my unboxing. I'll show you real quick. You have 4 different colors. Look at those. Kind of like the basic beige, cherry cobbler, greens. It's mostly mossy meadow, maybe some old olive in there. Actually both. And then the peacock. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at that shine. Woo. I love it, but it's not too crazy. And you could choose different parts of it. You can choose a piece that doesn't have quite as much, or you can choose a piece that's really blingy. And the backs are sort of those a painterly look to them. Okay, kind of looks like somebody took their little paintbrush, or it has some texture there. All right, so that's the Season of Elegance and the Nests of Winter. And then here we have, oh, you too, Tina, have a great weekend. See you guys soon. All right. Oh, and by the way, I believe I'm going to have enough extra material for a few extra kits from my retreat. So even if people can't go, watch my newsletters, watch my Facebook page, because I might be able to offer some kits as a to-go version. All right, so we'll see how that goes later. All right, so here, this is Splendid Autumn. This is along the same lines as the Thoughtful Journey and Meandering Meadows, where you have these beautiful scenes just with a fall look. All right, and some, like I said, some of those little painted designs on the back. Beautiful scenes. Cajun Craze. Oh, look at this. Really pretty. A path that goes deep into those, I guess it would be maples with that color, right? With this sky, really pretty. And some purpley looking daisy type flowers. And beautiful sky. Oh, and the lavender colors on the back. Here we have some yellow and Cajun Craze, I guess that is. Again, those very plain and painterly looking backs to the papers are nice. You know, sometimes you need, something more plain to go with your more rich designs on the other side. Ooh, that blue is pretty. All right, here's some, it could be Black-Eyed Susans. I don't know. Hard to tell because it's very impressionistic looking, sort of. Ooh, now that really speaks fall, doesn't it? Gorgeous. I love how you're looking through the tree, the bottom of the trees, to the background and the purple mountains and over there. Oh, pretty, pretty. Right. Again, more sky. You could do so much with this. If you didn't even want this, you can just use this as a background too, right? Or do strips like this to get it all. So many options. Here's some wheat. And then, ooh, pretty on the back. Look at that. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay, put those back together here. And then another one of the 6x6s is called Take a Bow. I know B-O-W could be bow or bow, right? So it's called Take a Bow because it coordinates with dies that cut strips that make it easy to loop over and then make that bow. I should be showing you this in the catalog, but it's toward the back of the catalog. I don't want to take too much time, but we're going over here anyway. But I'll show you this real quick. They do make some very pretty bows. Let me just show you this one at least. Okay, so it is, let me see if I can find it quick. Maybe not so much toward the end of the catalog, maybe in the middle. There it is. Okay, Take a Bow bundle, and look at these. Kind of loop them over. They're already pre-cut with those little narrow edges. I mean, not pre-cut. The dies come to the sizes that you need. Okay, bigger ones, medium, and the small ones. So you can just run them all through. I believe, yeah, it's one die. So you don't have to do all of them individually. Just one die, you run them through, you get all your strips, and then you can make those pretty bows with your designer paper. And what's great about this is obviously the contrasting insides, so you get to see something different inside and out. All right, so let's look really quickly. You have lots of the green and the reds. Dots, stars, and holly, and the stripes. Ooh, candy cane looking, right? Isn't that neat? And then one more over here. Okay, so you don't have as many designs as you do for the autumn that I just showed you, but you don't need all that many. You want more of the same because you're going to be getting a lot of strips out of these, and you're going to be making a bow with just one of these. You know what I mean? You're going to want more of each design. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns. Of course, the backs are all different too. So that's a Take a Bow. Space here. All right, and real quick, this is the one that looks so retro. This is Sentimental Christmas. Reminds me of some designs that I grew up with when I was little, or even a little before my time, maybe 50s or 60s looking. So those cute little fawns, snowflakes. Move my coffee out of the way. Look at those ribbons. Reminds me of that ribbon candy. You remember ribbon candy? I didn't like the taste of it too much. It's just too hard, and you bite into it, it just cracks all over the place. But it was cool to see. It was cool to see. That reminds me of ribbon candy. And then we have some trees on the back. And then let me turn these over so you can see them side to side, front and back. Christmas trees with real candles on them. Okay, it looks so retro, right? 50s, 60s. There you go, the stockings. The bows, candy canes. This one's really pretty. It has the snowflakes all in the middle, and this is kind of like a border. What a great scrapbook page, right? Any scrapbookers out there would love that. Or again, you have the option of using just the snowflake portion or the outside portion. Okay, candy cane stripes here. And if that looks slightly blurry to you, it is. It's kind of a soft look to it, not so harsh, which which is kind of nice. Maybe a little faded look to it, whatever. Oh my gosh, this looks like something for sure that I've seen before on when I was a kid. I don't know what, some ornaments or wrapping paper or something. There's something about it I can't even describe. Right, here's another great page for scrapbookers, or just cut pieces. You have some really faded snowflakes, more contrasting ones here, your pine trees, and you can even just cut this and put that on a card if you needed to. All right, and that's it. So that one is Sentimental Christmas. All right, next one is Reindeer Days. Again, a 12 by 12. There's a lot. There's a lot. So if you like cutesy, here you go. This will be it. Those adorable little deer. Some with hats, some with holly, some with Christmas lights wrapped around them. And then the back. How fun. How fun. Little packages. All right. And then here we go. The front and back. Holly, those cute little guys there. Little guys, little prancing reindeer. Ooh, the lights, look at that. That is adorable. Strings of lights. Oh, you get a lot out of that, boy. Just doing a few little strips is all you'd need. You get a lot of cards out of that. Okay, some bigger deer images, pine trees. Nice bold plaid. Mini trees. You've got a lot of options from bold and big to small and more subtle. So that's nice there. All right, some jingle bells. Whoa, I didn't even notice that. Hard to see in the catalog, some of these things, right? Had to change to YouTube. Facebook was freezing up too much. Oh, sorry, Michelle. Oh my goodness. All right. Hi, Susan. First time from Melbourne, Australia. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're up late. I couldn't sleep. Love Christmas patching. Love your son. Oh, thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh. So yeah, I was up till after 1 last night. I get that. Not so much that I couldn't sleep. Often it's because I don't want to go. I don't want to call it a day. I like being up stamping when it's quiet at night and nobody is around, making my projects or doing some planning for the next day or the week. It's kind of like my quiet time when no one is doing anything. So, all right, last one. I want to say hi. Oh, no, there are two more. I wanted to say hi to Joan Ballinger. It's just over 140 programs. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm sure she really appreciates that. It makes it very special, Joan. You brought them over yesterday, just adding stamping to the printed program. Well, that's okay. That makes it personal. But still, that's a lot. That's a gift of love for sure. Okay, this one is Snowy Scenes. It coordinates with the stamps, and a lot of these do anyway. I just need the paper real quick. Snow globes. Love them. Love them. I have a few still that have like penguins in them or snowmen, whatever. So these colors are a little softer, but nice and fun. You've got a lot of pool party and red in there. So the stamp set has snowmen. It has the little house. It has a couple of penguins, and it's really a lot of fun. So I'll be showing more projects with that later. In fact, at the retreat, we'll be playing with that set. Okay, you've got some. I love this. I love those non-traditional Christmassy colors. The snowflakes, so pretty. That kind of pool party colors in there. Now here you have some of your bigger snow globes. Dies coordinate with them, of course. You can cut them out and use them on your card fronts. Okay, you can actually cut out the globe itself, and separately you can cut out the bases. So you can mix and match, or you can layer them a little bit, differently. So you get some dimension there. And then look at that nice pinks in there as well. And the snowman. Nice plaid. Cute little penguins, all different ones. Now, one of the dies cuts out just one of these. I think the one with the hat. Okay, but if you want the others, you can fussy cut them. They're easy enough to fussy cut. That's not an intricate thing. So that's not bad at all. Or you can always take a punch and just, punch a circle around them and not bother fussy cutting, to all that detail. All right, little trees, funky trees. I love it. And nice, beautiful holly, some stripes. You've got it all here. Lots of, here's your traditional red and green. I think it's a Poppy Parade is used in this. And then there's the ones with the homes. And mountains. You also have mountains in the die cuts. And little candy canes. Reminds me a little bit of the one that's on the 6x6 here. Although this has a pinkish background. And then this has a white background. That's good. So there's that. And another one that doesn't have to be Christmassy. They call it winter, regal winter. All right, regal winter. But it doesn't have to be winter because they're flowers, but they're really rich, deep colors that you might think of, regal, like I said. But it's absolutely beautiful. In the catalog, you wouldn't necessarily think so, but it does coordinate with the stamp set. I'll show you those another time, but here you go. So pretty. A lot of those darker colors, the peacock, the blackberry bliss, and whatnot. So here we go. Look at that. I know there's a sheen on there, a little shine on there, but nice subtle background, but really striking. It works nicely together. So front and back. And then here's the front and back here. This is just like a little subtle plaid in the peacock. This has a lot of the wild wheat in it, but that could be a background or a focal point. It might be a little hard to see. That those darker things really show up more. So maybe that makes it better. All right, that could be. All right. Bye, Patty. Enjoy your weekend. I'm glad you like the cards. All right, now here's one similar to this one here. Is that the same even? Yeah, look at that. It is pretty much a little bit more of the blackberry bliss in there, though. Very, very similar. I am noticing differences, though. This has more of the reds, and this has more of the purples. Very similar, but then here's the other difference. Look at that. Really pretty. So romantically, right? Just, I love that. You know I love the blues. Ooh. So yeah, there's that whole sheet in the blue. And, ooh, here's some more dark and rich colors. Here's the back and the blackberry bliss. Look how nice that looks together. Very rich. Very rich. And then here's the front. Here's the back. Again, blackberry bliss and peacock. And then here's the last one. That's pretty too. It looks black, but it's actually really, really dark blackberry bliss over there. I know on my camera it looks kind of black. I don't know if that does. And then wild wheat and that subtle plaid again. So there you go. Those are all the papers in the paper share. If you're interested, go to my blog and place your order. And speaking of orders, September is the end of the Stampin' Up! Year, and So there's just a few more months left. I mean, a few more months, a few more weeks, just a couple of weeks left till the end of September. I can't believe it. And I do have some goals I'm hoping for. So keep your fingers crossed that I reach those. If you do want to place an order, I have my host code. Did I do the new one up here? No, I didn't. Anyway, I'll give it to you real quick here. So if you have an order that is under $150, then please use the host code. It helps me out a bit more. And here we go. I'm going to put that up on my banner. Let me move this over and we'll add the host code. Ta-da! There we go. Oh, I'm getting good at this. When it works, it's good. So anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to reach a certain sales goal. So if you're planning on ordering something, if you want to do it by the end of September, that will help me out, as opposed to October. That would help me out tremendously. And hopefully I reach my goal. So I'm not far away. So it's all good. It's exciting. It's exciting. So anyway, I hope you have a great week. We went over. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you're watching the replay, I'm glad that you're able to catch that as well. And the door is open. Oh, there you go. Don't want to see the mess inside there. Trust me. It's one of those where this side, if it opened anymore, things might just tumble out. This side is my paper, all nice and organized. So I'll show you that another time. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.